I think people are excited. AI adoption in India is high. But there are concerns, of course, just like in France, there are concerns about job losses. What will it do to the job market? There are concerns about misinformation, about copyright violations, about intellectual property rights. So that is my question to you then. How, as a policymaker, how are you going to address those concerns? Who will make the rules to regulate AI and who will enforce those rules?
Well, the first
thing, before I get to that, is that, first of all, we need to be a part of the race. And for me, one of the main messages, and I think we'll come back to that when we think about the geopolitics of innovation, before you regulate, you have to say, well, we want to be a part of this. We want to invent solutions and technologies, and we want to create our own. We don't want to be dependent on others. But so, what about people who say that the best worker ever is actually going to be an AI? Well, that's not true. That's not true. That's also something that will disrupt the labor market. You know, you have to think of them as assistants. AI will not replace humans. I don't think so. I don't believe in that. It's a technology change, and now we have these generative models, language models. But it's been decades that we've actually had AI, but now we have computing power, and we have the speed of operation that's much faster. But, you know, laborers, lawyers, journalists, everything's changing. Yes, but when we built this Grand Palais, work was different. We worked differently. There was technological progress since. So we have to prepare for that. We have to train for it. Now, in my first term, we actually created trainings. From the 11th grade, we had digital training, and we have a large number of youth who are interested in science today. 40,000 students a year, which has now gone up to 100,000 students a year. And we're going to train them. And that will completely transform our jobs. You're right. So in tasks that are very repetitive, you're actually going to be able to delegate some tasks to these assistants.
But there are enough and more studies that show that jobs are going to be lost. And do you think that we are moving fast enough in the direction of training the workforce to ensure that people do not suffer? Because that is a real worry.
You're right. The key is to train and to support people, because their jobs will change. So people who do repetitive tasks, maybe they will have an AI assistant who will do some of that for them. You know, back office work in the service industry, sometimes draft some responses and so on. But that will help people to free up time to do other things, to be more present. So if you look at care workers, there might be AI assistants who do some of the more repetitive tasks, but that gives people space to do more, to do other things. In our countries today, we talk about it every day. You, in fact, Laurent, talk about it every day. Many care workers find their jobs very difficult. And so AI will help delegate some of this work and place humanity at the heart of it. A robot or an AI can't make a caring phone call, isn't capable of physical touch, can't connect with somebody old. You know, I don't believe that. What I think is that it's about delegating things that you don't want to do. And I believe, and it's up to our society to organize that it's going to free up time. And not all economists agree. Some say it'll be huge productivity gains. Others say no, not so much. But we need to arrange things so that AI helps you free up time for these repetitive, low value-added tasks, so that you can have more time. So people in public services, for instance, they need to spend time with us. They need to be humane. There's a lot of loneliness and solitude in our society, so we need to delegate some tasks. And I was saying that for the care sector, and it's up to us to organize that. But I don't think that we'll be replaced.